governance has become an important topic as more teams are working with data. Today, we're going to talk about how Nexla makes governance easy by giving everyone the tools to manage governance and making it super easy to visualize governance at every part of your data flow. So let's see how Nexla makes that actually happen. In this example, we're going to walk through a very general and common use case, which is some data engineering team that has a data set that contains sensitive data, or PII, such as IP addresses, emails, etc. For this example, this is just a mocked-up data and not actual real user data. So we need to get this to an analyst who needs to analyze this data, so the engineer will have to mask just the PII from the data so that it can actually be used by the analyst. The engineer, or anyone, can just use Nexla to automatically ingest this data and create a next set, which we will apply a hashing function to mask the PII, make the resulting non-sensitive next set readily available to the analyst in Google Sheets. This is a complicated data flow, and we're going to do it in just a few minutes and show how easy it is with Nexla to do this. We're going to easily mask sensitive PII data before giving it to users for analysis so that we are sure that PII is masked and the data analyst team can still do their job. This is the Nexla dashboard, so let's hop in and look at the data that we've connected and a sample flow. So before even talking about this data, the engineer or person who connected the original source is the owner of the data flow. This helps with governance because that person knows how the data should be handled and what should be masked. So the data engineer had the credentials and entered them into Nexla, where the data is coming from. Then Nexla creates this next set, a logical representation of that data. So in this next set, we can just preview the data that we have. There's some mock data in here about 5 fake customers. So we have their first name, last name, phone numbers, emails, etc. So at this point, only I have access to it because I connected the data to the source. Let's just say that we need to mask some of this information because it's sensitive, say IP address, email, etc. What we're going to do is transform this data set and then send it to the analyst team. So in Nexla, that's super easy to do. Let's say we want to keep the emails connected to the data, but just apply a hashing transformation. With a pre-built transformation that is as easy as scrolling down to hash, applying it to this line of data, you can see right away on the right side the preview of the transformed data set that has the hashed email address, which is impossible to decrypt and get their original emails from. Let's say first name, gender, and some sort of ID is okay. We'll just pass those straight through. And let's just say they need to not see the original IP address, but just see a country location. Nexla has all these pre-built transformations that can easily transform these IP addresses into country or whatever you need and mask the original exact data. So let's apply that transformation. Here we have the Zambia, United States, just the countries out. And let's say their payment is also important. So we'll pass that through as is. So here we have social security numbers of our customers, which obviously everyone shouldn't be able to access. So we can also hash that line and pass it through so that we can still connect this hash to this customer, but you can never back their actual social security number out. So all these functions come right out of the box. You can see how quickly and easily I did that, and I'll just click save, and Nexla will instantly create a new data set, which is PII safe. So I can go into here and even rename it to people data PII safe. So I know that this has all of their sensitive information masked, and now this data set is safe to share with the analyst team. So I've selected my slices, I've hashed sensitive data. Now that the transformed data set is PII safe and only has information that's safe to share, we can share this data set. People who have access to this next set do not have access to anything upstream, including the original next set and the source. So by easily using Nexla's pre-built tools to create this new next set, I can now share this and be confident that no sensitive information is being shared downstream. So what I've done here is pulled both of these data sets into Google Sheets to show what the end analyst would see. So here's the original people data set just to show. There's the IP addresses, the social security numbers, all unmasked. And so here is the PII safe next set that we pulled in using Nexla's Google Sheets add-on, which is available in the marketplace. And as you can see, both the email and the social security number are masked. The last name, first name, and IP address country is available, except for those IP addresses who are just made up and have no country. And this ID number that is just an internal company stat. So as you can see, they can still do what they need, but you're sure that PII is masked and data is governed by looking at the lineage and permissions in Nexla. Making it easy to manage data governance and visualize who has access to what is a critical part of controlling data access and having confidence that PII isn't being shared where it shouldn't. Governance is to make things easier and safer at the same time. It's important for people to be part of this process who know those access rules. Nexla makes that possible with simple, no-code tools for everyone. To learn more or check out other demos, head to nexla.com and request your personal one-on-one demo today.